Today's Southern California CEO was made possible with the support of the Riverside County EDA's Office of Foreign Trade. Riverside County Foreign Trade assists firms in exporting products, goods, and services to nations around the globe, as well as assisting businesses with export financing, foreign direct investment, and offers any use of its 3 foreign trade zones.
Hello and welcome to Southern California CEO. I'm your host, Linda Reif Schneider. On this episode, we'll be talking with Ms. Kasum Kavia, Chief Operating Officer for Combustion Associates Incorporated, or CAI. CAI, in response to the urgent need for power in developing countries, is the one company to step up and become a leader in filling that need. Combustion Associates Incorporated was formed in 1989 with the single mission of providing custom-engineered solutions to its clients in the energy, process, and environmental industries. Today, CAI offers a wide range of packaged combustion and gas turbine power generation systems, both skid-mounted and stationary. CAI's background and expertise in process and power generation systems, coupled with emerging technologies in renewable energy sources and environmental ecology, enables them to provide a one-stop, turnkey solution consisting of design, fabrication, installation, and after-service all under one roof. Welcome, Kasum. It's good to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much, Linda.
Tell us more about CAI and what you manufacture.
CAI is an engineering and manufacturing company, and we have been in Corona, Southern California region now for the last 20 plus years. What we manufacture is skid-mounted or modular power plants to provide electricity on a 24/7 basis.
We were talking a little bit earlier as you were explaining the difference to me about skid-mounted versus a stationary piece of equipment. Explain the difference between those two.
A skid-mounted system is basically a power plant that can be trailer-mounted or on a flatbed truck and can go to the rural outlying areas in villages, in industrial parks, where the need for continuous, efficient power is needed. That is called a skid-mounted power generation system.
So it's portable.
Absolutely. Versus the stationary type, which is on the ground and permanent resident.
Now, when I said earlier that because this could power an entire community, what does that mean? How large of a community?
For example, a 1 megawatt system can power 1,000 U.S. homes. We are looking to take this product and really go out to the world and the rural areas around the world where the need for power is high. Clean water and power is the building block of an economy, and that's where CAI sees a fit for this distributed power generation model.
Thank you. Tell me what you feel that CAI's biggest triumph has been.
Over the 20-year course of our business, there have been many ups and downs, pretty much just like life balance cycles and other things that you go through. But the one thing that comes to my mind is the current project that we're finishing in West Africa, and that is the 80 megawatt power plant. The reason why it's such a triumph, so to speak, is that it's a complete greenfield project. Meaning that when we were given this project, the government pretty much just handed us a piece of land. They said, take down the trees, level the land, bring in the internal roads, and then of course bring our equipment there. Pretty much a turnkey system where we were doing the civil engineering. At home in Southern California, we were building the equipment. We had to think of logistics of how to get it across the oceans to West Africa. Once it was there, we had to look at, my goodness, is the crane big enough to take it to the site? And when the contract was first put out on the market, it was a 40 megawatt power plant. But once the government realized what CAI was bringing to the table by not only providing a cost-effective energy solution for that government, but also providing local jobs in that area. We even beat out the Chinese competition, and they doubled that contract.
Now, you're located in Corona, in Riverside County. Can you tell us what role the County Office of Foreign Trade has played in the growth of CAI?
The partnership with the County of Riverside is tremendous. I think that Tom Freeman, as the leader at the County of Riverside Foreign Trade Zones, and what he's doing for the County of Riverside is so vital for our company, but not only our company, for other companies that are looking to export their product overseas. I think it's a well-known fact that 90% of the consumption of our goods and services happens outside the United States. Therefore, small and medium-sized companies need to look to how to export. Tom has brought in Export-Import Bank right here in Riverside County. One of the major hurdles for infrastructure projects like ours, building power plants, building clean water systems, is the financing. How are you going to get that financed? How are the progress payments coming in? And how is that the long-term sustainability of a company? How is that going to matter?
So you mentioned a couple of things that the county has to offer, the community college district and the trade zone and the export bank. Are there other things about the county that attracted you to come here? What do you think would draw other manufacturers or other industries to Riverside County?
For our company, CAI, it was really Riverside County is the hub of manufacturing in Southern California. It's a well-known fact that Riverside County, San Bernardino County, this is where the manufacturing takes place. And for us, moving from Tustin, where we were as a consulting engineer some 20 years ago, we looked at the favorable lease rates. We looked at free trade zones. We looked at the corridors of transporting our goods and services. But more importantly, we looked at our supply chain management. We looked at the steel companies, we looked at the pipe companies and valves and fittings, and they were right here within a 10-mile radius. We're able to go and source some of the well-known items that we need and bring it in, and so we have this hub, which we love about being in Riverside County.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Kasum.
My pleasure.
Next up will be joining us Tom Freeman with Riverside County Foreign Trade Commission. Welcome back to Southern California CEO Magazine. Joining us now is Tom Freeman with the Riverside County Office of Foreign Trade. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you.
Could you share with us why companies like hers are important to the County of Riverside and to the region as a whole?
Well, both regionally, to the County of Riverside, to the City of Corona, it's pretty simple. Jobs. And each time CAI sells one of their jet turbine generators to a company overseas or a country or a city or a county, that's more jobs for us in the region, and that's something the Board of Supervisors has us focused in like a laser beam. And that's why we have to reach out and not only help CAI, but we also help a list of other companies, whether it's looking for exports, money, lending, export financing, all those things we help them do, and we even look out for investors for them so that they can grow their business.
Could you share a little bit more with us about the economic impact of these sorts of companies for our region?
I can tell you that exports last year, according to Claremont McKenna College, which is a reputable place to get data, from our area were $11.5 billion and create fully 10% directly of the jobs that are here. So you're looking at an industry that creates roughly 95,000 jobs, since we have about 950,000 jobs right now in Riverside County. So it's very significant, fully 10%.
Outstanding. That is a big economic impact. So tell me, Tom, what kinds of things is the county's Office of Foreign Trade doing to support these sorts of companies?
There's a whole list of services that our office provides under the direction of the Board of Supervisors, and that list is comprehensive. First, we talked just a moment ago about banking assistance. We have three forms of banking assistance available. First, we are the partner with the Ex-Im Bank of the United States. That means our office represents the Ex-Im Bank in helping our businesses finance their exports, helping getting them underwriting for their banks. A lot of banks don't want to loan to companies selling products overseas because they're not sure of the credit worthiness of the purchaser. Makes perfect sense. Nothing against the banks, but we step in and we help them with underwriting or securitizing that loan. The next area we look at is something that's very new to the county, but over the last 3 years, as the board has established the trade programs, we've created something called EB5 centers. The EB5 centers are for overseas investors to invest in local businesses. They invest $500 to $1 million in that business. They receive a visa for themselves and family members under the age of 18. We started 3 years ago with 3 visa centers. Now we have 40. We have more visa centers here in Riverside County than 49 states in this country. Beyond that, we have also created foreign trade zones. Riverside County now has more foreign trade zones than any county in the United States, and we have 4 in progress working, and we have a 5th one coming online.
That's a lot of support for foreign trade. Now let's just switch gears a little bit. Say there are companies that are expanding or even companies that are looking to relocate. What other sorts of benefits does the County of Riverside offer to those companies to get them to come here?
The best thing that we can offer a business right now, and which has been both attractive to domestic companies and international, is the fact that the Board of Supervisors has created a program called Fast Track. Fast Track allows a company that's creating jobs to come into Riverside County, go to the front of the line of the permitting process, and in the case of one of our foreign direct investors, they believed it would take them at least 18 months to get through the process before they could build. Their building was built in 9 months. And we do that for many companies that come to us. That's international or domestic. I think the other thing you find is a can-do attitude that Rob Field and Lisa Brandolph instilled in our agency. It's an agency with over 1,000 employees and 23 various divisions. In fact, I think it's really noteworthy to mention that the Board of Supervisors this month will ask the state to change the way it does business in giving permits to businesses and pass new legislation that adopts the Riverside County Fast Track model statewide. And the reason that's so important is because time is money. And we're basically guaranteeing people that in 90 days after putting the paperwork on our desk, subject to environmental reviews, of course, and not circumventing any, we will process their whole package in 90 days and they can start. And believe me, that's phenomenal.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about some of the programs that the County of Riverside offers under the board's direction.
And thank you for watching today's edition of Southern California CEO Magazine.
Today's Southern California CEO was made possible with the support of the Riverside County EDA's Office of Foreign Trade. Riverside County Foreign Trade assists firms in exporting products, goods, and services to nations around the globe, as well as assisting businesses with export financing, foreign direct investment, and offers any use of its 3 foreign trade zones.